Hey everyone, this is part 2 of my record collection. In the first video, I told you a little bit about my listening style. I tend to really like classic rock, and a lot of these are original pressings from the 60s, 70s, 80s. I also made it all the way through K, so this video is going to begin with L and hopefully go all the way to the end of the alphabet, so stay tuned. Okay, so starting off with L, we have Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual. Then John Lennon, June 1952, age 11. This is a super cool album. I'm not exactly sure if that's what it's actually called, but it has these little flaps that you can fold out and it forms his face. And then they have like different pieces of art on them, so it forms kind of different parts of the picture when you take pieces away. And then on the back we have John wearing lots of glasses. Oh, this album is called Walls and Bridges. Whew, struggling today. Alright, then we have Huey Lewis and the News, and this is Sports. Then we have Kenny Loggins, Celebrate Me Home. And we have Kenny Loggins with Jim Messina and Sittin' In. This is a pretty classic album. Then we have them again in The Best of Friends. I'm really not even this big of a Kenny Loggins fan, but I do have a lot of them. I think my mom likes him. Then we have The Mamas and the Papas, and that was Farewell to the First Golden Era. And then we have The Roaring Silence by Manfred Mann's Earth Band. And then we have Barry Manilow. My cat is causing havoc over there. I'm sorry if you can hear him scratching to go into the attic where he wants to eat insulation and he doesn't know that's bad. Anyway, then we have Barry live in Britain. And then we have Bob Marley and the Wailers, and this is Natty Dread. And this is actually a modern reprint, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 2015. I didn't realize how new it was when I bought it, but it still has pretty good sound. So then we have Ebony and Ivory with Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder. And my cat is, what are you doing? Then Men at Work, Business as Usual. And Men Without Hats, Rhythm of Youth, and this has The Safety Dance on it. And then we have The Phenomenal Monkeys, more of the Monkeys, and this has I'm a Believer on it, and it is totally trashed. This entire cover is just falling apart, but the album itself actually plays really well, so that is okay. But I probably need to get a sleeve for it so it doesn't fall out. Okay, then we have Peter, Paul, and Mary, and this is self-titled, I guess. Yes. And then we have Peter, Paul, and Mary Moving. Then we have the Plastic Ono Band live piece in Toronto from '69, and it just has this little cloud. And then on the back it is just blue, and there is a little apple, you know, Beatles apple. So yeah. And then we have the Police, and my pressing is just black, but this album comes in a bunch of different variants that are really pretty. And then we have Bustin' Out, Pure Prairie League, and REO Speedwagon, High Infidelity. I love this album so much. I listen to that one a lot. And then we have Rolling Stones, Let It Bleed, The Romantics, and this is In Heat. and it has several songs that I really like. Talking in Your Sleep is on this, so yup. And then we have Boz Scaggs, and this has a song on it called Georgia. So, and then Simple Minds, and this is Once Upon a Time. And Carly Simon, No Secrets. This has You're So Vain on it, which I played a lot this year. And then we have Paul Simon, Graceland. And Paul Simon in Concert, Live Ryman. I really like him. And then we have Snuff. And Rick Springfield. I have had I've Done Everything for You stuck in my head for so long, so I've been listening to this a lot recently, trying to, I don't know, get it out of my head, get it stuck in my head for longer. Who knows really, but there he is. Also, I love this album, so cute. Look at the dog. Anyway, then we have my mom's rather large Bruce Springsteen collection. She's a huge fan, so I inherited lots of Bruce Springsteen albums. So the first one we have is Bruce Springsteen, The Wild, the Innocent, and the E Street Shuffle. Then Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run, classic. Then we have The River, which is a 2 vinyl set. And then we have Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska, Born in the USA. This is Tunnel of Love. And then, if we didn't cover it all already, she made sure to get the Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band live from 75 to 85 box set. This is hefty, and it has 5 LPs in it. Then we also have Ringo Starr, Stop and Smell the Roses. He's so cute. And then we have Cat Stevens and Sting. This is The Dream of the Blue Turtles. Pretty iconic. And then we have Styx, The Grand Illusion. Styx, Pieces of 8, and this opens up. There's more faces, and then the back. Pretty cool. Then we have Styx, Cornerstone, and this has this image on the back, but then it opens to this, and then there's this little pull down flap, and then the album itself is in this separate sleeve. That's pretty cool. So yeah, very elaborate. Styx really goes hard on their albums, to be honest. And then we have Styx, Kilroy was here. This album is terrifying, but you know, that's cool. Oh, it also opens, because of course it does. And here it is. Then we have Supertramp, Breakfast in America. This is a super cool album. And then my personal favorite of theirs, we have Supertramp Paris, and this is live. It has a lot of the same songs from Breakfast in America, but it's really cool. So, and then more hits by the Supremes. And then we begin my Talking Heads collection. I love Talking Heads, and I'm trying to get all of their albums. I'm still missing quite a few, but this is the beginning. So we have Talking Heads 77, then Talking Heads Speaking in Tongues. I think that this is my favorite album of theirs. I got this from my mom, and this is one of the first albums that I listened to of hers. I had never heard of it, and I just loved it, and it was so fun. So yeah, that kind of started my talking. And then we have Talking Heads Little Creatures, and actually a guy in Athens, Georgia, an artist, designed this album cover. It's very ornate. And then on the back you have the band, and they're also looking pretty cool. Then, so that album has And She Was on it, which is my favorite song, but it skips. It's at the very beginning of side A, and I think it like might be slightly warped or something. So anyway, I was able to find this And She Was recording separately at a record store, so I have it and it won't skip. And then I also have Naked by Talking Heads. And what is happening? Okay, there we go. And then I have the name of this band is Talking Heads, and this is the front. And this is a live recording. It's a 2-record set that has a really cool version of Once in a Lifetime on it. And then I have this Talking Heads album, which I'm pretty sure is called Another Album About Buildings and Food or something like that. The name isn't actually on the album, but yeah, anyway, and it has the United States on the back. And then we have Stop Making Sense, which has a lot of their kind of like greatest hits on it. It's really good. And then we have James Taylor. Those are set together. George Thorogood, who sings Bad to the Bone. And then Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And this is Damn the Torpedoes. This is pretty iconic. And then, so then I have Tom Tom Club, and this album, I don't even know what this album is called. It might just be Tom Tom Club, but anyway, this contains some of the members that are in Talking Heads, and they separated to do their own album and form their own band, which was called Tom Tom Club. And so I was like, wow, this is really cool. I bet I'm gonna love it because I love them so much. But this is not it. It's just really weird. It has all of the weirdness of Talking Heads without any of the like fun beats, 80s vibes. I don't know, something about this. But anyway, if you're interested, you should definitely try it out. My personal recommendation for you would be Wordy Wrapping Hood, which is something. Anyway, then we have Tina Turner, Break Every Rule, and then we have Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry. This album art is just something. It is so cool. Then U2, and this is the Joshua Tree, and this is a 2-disc set. Nope, I lied. 1 disc, but it folds out. There's all the band. And then the Unforgettable Fire. And all of these were my mom's. And then this is super cool. This is from the original Woodstock, the soundtrack, and it won the Gold Record Award, but I was able to find this at a record and comic book store, and it was just really cool. It has a lot of really great artists on it, and it's hefty. It's a big boy, so you can listen to this for a really long time. And then I have the X-Raves, which I haven't really been able to find that much about, but I'm pretty sure they were just a local band from when my parents were young and my mom had their album. So yeah, they're actually pretty cool. Like I really like their sound, so this is definitely a small press album. Pretty cool. Then we have Van Halen, and Women and Children First is the name of the album. Then I have Van Halen 1984, and this is the front, and then this is the back. And the Village People, Cruisin', Wham, Make It Big. Hello everyone. I've changed outfits again, looking kind of rough. I feel like I've been filming this video since the beginning of time, and so today, hopefully, I'm going to finish it. I just showed you Wham, so now we're gonna move on to The Who, and this is Tommy, and this is the inside and the back. I really think that this album is cool looking, and I haven't actually listened to it that much, and I really need to because it's pretty cool. And then we have Hank William Jr.'s Greatest Hits and Wings at the Speed of Sound. I really like Wings, so I have a couple of their albums here. This is London Town. And of course Wings has Paul McCartney in it, so love him. This is their greatest hits. I listened to this a lot. This was also one of the ones that my mom and dad gave to me, so I'm not exactly sure which of them owned it originally, but yeah, that's super fun. And then we have Steve Winwood, and this is Ark of the Diver. This is Ark of a Diver. This was my mom's, and it's pretty cool. And this is Gary Wright, and this has Dreamweaver on it, and that is also the name of the album. Maybe I just should have read that first. Anywho, so that's fun. And then these are motion picture soundtracks. So I think those were all of my just sort of like regular albums. So the first movie soundtrack I have, starting over at the beginning of the alphabet, is The Beatles' A Hard Day's Night. I also have the original motion picture soundtrack for The Big Chill. I have not seen this movie. I have actually seen A Hard Day's Night. It was kind of cheesy, but it was a good time. I also have the Breakfast at Tiffany's soundtrack and the original cast album for Chicago, which is my favorite musical. It is so fun. I love all of the songs that are on this album, and look at this. It's just great, so love that. I also have the soundtrack for Grease, and this is the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band soundtrack, which is mostly performed by the Bee Gees, but it has Come Together by Aerosmith on it, and a lot of other bands, but it is not actually performed by the Beatles at all, which is interesting. And then the Sound of Music soundtrack. I watched this movie the other day and I forced my boyfriend to sit through it, and it is so long, but it's so good. So definitely recommend, if you have almost 4 hours to spare, that you watch it. Also have White Nights soundtrack. And this is a really recent purchase, and this is of course a new vinyl, but this is the Series of Unfortunate Events, The Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket, and it is performed on vinyl. There's like a full cast, and they just sort of read the first, I'm not exactly sure, like a few chapters of the first book, because obviously the entire book would not fit on vinyl. But look how pretty it is. It is this super light clear blue, and it has, oops, it has Sunny, Klaus, and Violet on this side, and then Count Olaf is on the back. And they pronounced his name super weird on this, which was like freaking me out a little bit. But besides that, it's a super good time. There's like sound effects and stuff, and the cast was really good. So Grammy nominated, you know, like it was a really good time. So anyway, I think that is all of my vinyl. If you guys like this, I might do a tour of my 45s as well. I have quite a few of those. They're not as nicely organized, and some of them are like in the wrong sleeves, so it's hard to tell what everything is, but it would be fun to go through those. But yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that this was super like disorganized and that I changed clothes 3 times throughout the video. Let me know where you think there are gaps in my collection. What should I be on the lookout for? Let me know what your favorite album is, if you collect albums, that kind of thing. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!